Hi, good morning, class 8. After a long time, so there was a long gap in between. So, how are you guys doing? I hope you all are doing fine and everything is good. So, today is Monday, and we are going to do some English part today of the book My English Folder, The Innovative Approach to English Learning by Wendy Wren and John Jackman. Class 8, it's a course book, right? So, we'll go on the first chapter, and it's about we had fed the heart of fantasies. Like, what is a fantasy is generally we think inside our mind, right? We create illusions, we create stories, we create dreams, and we try to apply them in our daily lives sometimes when we are watching a movie, we get influenced, we put ourselves into that character. Those are type of fantasies. We have fantasies of traveling around, we have fantasies to become a king, we have fantasies to become a lot of things in life. When we see an action movie, when we see Salman Khan and all that, when we are coming out from the movie hall, we walk like Salman Khan. These are type of fantasies people have. Fetish and fantasies are very normal, people do have them. And so we are going to read about this. It's written by Edith Nesbit. She was a children's writer come an author and a poet also. She published her books for children under the name of E. Nesbit. Her married name was Edith Bland. According to her biographer Julia Briggs, Nesbit was the first modern writer for children. She is credited with having created an innovative body of work that combined realistic, contemporary children in real world settings with magical objects. What would be categorized as contemporary fantasy and adventures, and sometimes travel to fantastic worlds. Like, she made these fantasy type things, giving the modern children some magic powers, and they could travel. It's quite a lot like when we see that movie of these magical movies and Hobbit and whatnot. We see, the broomstick, magical broomstick. He sits on the magical broomstick, he goes around, he flies around, he gets those extra powers. So what will happen when a normal modern child gets all this? So that's what she's predicted in this story, where she tries to reach out to the children of you. It's what on earth is it? Is it fiction? Fiction is something got to do with action and drama and all that. But this has also action and drama, but in a limited part for only children. Okay, so it's all about what we imagine inside our head. It depends what we are imagining. I can sit and think right now that I am sitting somewhere in a 5-star hotel restaurant and I'm talking to someone. That's fantasy. I always have the fantasy of going and watching a movie being shot, or I have the fantasy to sit on the cricket field. I'm sitting on the cricket field and watching a game, and I am put myself into fantasy. I'm thinking that I'm also on the field. I have got that magical power that I'm going to sit on the field and I'll shake my hand and Dhoni will hit a 6. Whenever I'll say he'll hit a 4, he'll hit a 4. So these are the fantasies. We start imagining things. We build up characters inside our mind. So this is all about that. We had fed the heart. Means you had fed your imagination, that hunger, with full of fantasies. That's all this is all about. So let's start. This is going to be a small plot about magical issues, and also we'll get prepared. What is going to happen is all about magic, something unreal, something real, and we'll go back into that time where this story has been written. So the house was 3 miles from the station, but before the dusty hired hack had rattled along for 5 minutes, the children began to put their heads out of the carriage window and say, "Aren't we nearly there?" And even time they passed a house which was not very often. They all said, "Oh, is this it?" But it was never till they reached the very top of the hill, just past the chalk quarry, and before you come to the gravel pit. And then there was a white house and a green with a green garden and an orchard beyond. And mother said, "Here we are." "How white the house is," said Robert. So Robert is one of the character, and this they are traveling in a carriage, which is called a hack, which is driven by horses. So when horses are running, there's always dust, and they throw up stones also. So in front of the carriage, that part is like a U type shape, So the person who sits, his legs are covered, who rides the horses, who controls the horses of the carriage. So during that, there is a dust thrown around. So here it is written, that's why, that the dusty hired rack, carriage which is pulled by horses, is called a hacky generally. So it's pulled by horses and it throws up dust. So this carriage already has dust inside it, and they are going through this part where they are going to a place, I guess a family with children, and the mother is there also, it's mentioned here. So, and what's a chalk quarry? A place with large deep pit with stone or other materials have been extracted. Quarry or a quarry, it's a quarry where you have limestone, where you can get iron ore, where you can get coal. They are big huge pits, they are dug up, excavation goes on, takes out coal or whatever minerals to be found, and there's a huge hole in it. Hole means huge area is cut open and it goes deep, so deep down is the pit. So when we are traveling somewhere where we don't know actually when we are going to reach exact place, we think, "Oh, that place has come. Oh, is this it? Oh, this house, that house." We are not sure. So that brings up the excitement of that journey where we are going. So, but unless they did not reach the hill, they did not see it. So when they reached the hill, they saw a white house with a green garden. Obviously, a garden has to be green, but a magical garden can be something else. But it's quite white, and orchard at the back means fruit trees or something, or some mango trees are there, or fruit trees are there, or whatever, a grove is there. That's called an orchard at the back of the house. And the orchard beyond, and the mother said, "Here we are." How white the house is, that's what Robert said. So now Robert is one of the characters we come to know, and a mother is also there. "And look at the roses," said Anthea. Another character is there. "And the plums," said Jane. That means 3 characters are there, total 4. That is Anthea, Jane, Robert, and the mother, and then it's rather decent, Cyril admitted. That means there's another person also, Cyril. The baby said, "Wanty go walkie," and Hack stopped with a last rattle and jolt. A baby is also there who's saying, "I want to go walkie." They can't speak properly, so they speak in that broken type of things. "I want to go and walk. I want to go walkie. I want to get down. I want to walk." So by the time she wanted to, or that kid wanted to walk, or that child wanted to walk, the carriage stopped with a jolt. When a horse carriage stops, it stops with a jolt because it does not have brakes. The brakes are the horses. Everyone got its legs kicked or its feet trodden on in the scramble to get out of the carriage that very minute, but no one seemed to mind. Mother, curiously enough, was in no hurry to get out, and even when she had come down slowly by the step and with no jump at all, she seemed to wish to see the boxes carried in and even to pay the driver. Instead of joining in the first glorious rush around the garden and orchard and the thorny thistly, briery, brambly wilderness beyond the broken gate and the dry fountain at the side of the house, everyone got its legs kicked or its feet trodden on in the scramble to get out of the carriage that very minute, but no one seemed to mind. Mother, curiously enough, was in no hurry to get out, and even when she had come down slowly, step by step, with no jump at all, she seemed to wish to see the boxes carried in, and even pay to the driver, instead of joining in that first glorious rush around the garden and orchard and uh, thorny thistly, briery and brambly wilderness beyond the broken gate and the dry fountain at the side of the house. But the children were wiser for once. It was not really a pretty house at all. It was quite ordinary, and mother thought it was rather inconvenient and was quite annoyed at there being no shelves to speak of and hardly a cupboard in the place. Father used to say that the iron work on the roof was like an architect's nightmare. Okay? So, now what happened? I'll come back in the next video and explain this part.